been a long day. It's been a long day to say the least. It is 10:14. I know it's late, but I said I was going to come on here Monday through Friday, at least for this week. So I'm here. I'm here. It's not as early as usual. It's very late, but I'm here. Thank God I'm here. Listen, um, I won't be before everybody long. I just wanted to come on and give you all a little bit of encouragement. I was trying to think about what I would say, especially in this late hour, because I know a lot of you have to work and have family that you're tending to. So I'll be brief. What I'd like to do is just give you a couple words of encouragement, and then I'm gonna be on my merry little way. So let's see. Oh, I forgot. For anybody that's new, my name is Andrea. This is Geeky Girls Journal. Welcome to the channel. Like it, subscribe, become a member of this family. Um, if you've never been here before, that's what this introduction is for. It's for you. It's for you. I kind of want to see what this, what the crowd looks like at this time. It's 10:16 my time, so I want to meet some new people, see what's happening, see how you all are doing. Warm up period is now. If you've been to my channel before, you already know I talk about motivational, inspirational things. I'm a mom, a small business owner, and I like to encourage people on this side of YouTube. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. If you're a dreamer, you already know what to do. Share this out. We're working on these WHs today, and until we get them. So we're going to stay focused today, Andrea. Whoever's there, thank you very much for coming in. I can't see. Mr. Act Now. Hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you earlier today because I wanted to go visit your channel, and I've been so wrapped up today with everything else. I'm gonna come over though. So I'm glad you popped in. So I don't know. How are you doing? Let's start there. How are you doing? And thank you for being so supportive. Anybody who has popped into any of my lives this week, I appreciate it. I don't know how many times I can say it in how many ways, but I definitely appreciate you and your support. Thank you for coming in. I wanted to, I'll just start right here, right now. I'm good. Glad to hear that. Working, not working? Time to go to bed? What's the story today? Because I finally got everybody to bed, so I'll try to make this, we'll just see how it works out. So what I was thinking is about God's pruning process. And this was not initially what I wanted to talk about tonight, but you all know how I do. Whatever it is that's laid on my heart, that's what I'm going to talk about. So right now, on my way to the studio. Oh, wow. Is this a late night for you? Do you do this often at this hour? You pulling a late nighter? Let me know, Mr. Ecknow. And while he's doing that, while he's waiting, hello, people. Hey, Bud Files. Hey, Bud Files. So you all know, because you've been on this journey with me, you know that I finally made a decision to go ahead and push forward and try to come live as much as possible in order to, do what I have to do. But also, this came across to me today. I happened to go to this video earlier, and there was this lady there. I don't remember her name. I think it was something Nay, but she was talking about purpose, and I was like, man, this is what I talk to people about all the time, and I believe in this so much. But she was just saying basically, and this was encouraging for me, so I want to share it with you all. And she was just saying, I have no time. I'm on the West Coast. No time. So let's go, right? I'm on the East, and everything's fast around here. I thought people on the West Coast were a little bit more chill. I thought that's how that worked. But she was saying, don't worry about your don't worry about pursuing, let me get it right. Because she said basically, pursue your purpose, but she was saying pretty much don't stress out trying to figure out what your purpose is. That's how she said it. Don't be stressed out trying to figure out what your purpose is, because the closer you get to God, the more you read the word, the more you do, the more you pray, and all those different things, you're going to find out what your purpose is. And she was saying, don't let it just overwhelm you to the point where, you're running, just trying to figure it out. And I remember being in a season in my life where I was like, I'm like, Lord, hey, Miss Betty, it's 10:19. What you still doing up? Yeah, but thank you for coming in. You did it. I know. I did it. I said I was coming in, and that's the thing. If I tell you all I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be here. Normally I say I don't know. You were waiting for me. Oh, that's so sweet. I would bring you up if I could, but you need to get ready for bed. I'm not gonna keep you all long because I know people have things to do. I do too. I'm just glad you all are here. Um, so thank you, Miss Betty, because you were waiting for me all day. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. She's back. Yes, she is, Cal. Yeah, she's back. I'm back, y'all. And I just kept trying to think about the times that I can come on here, and I'm like, okay, Andrea, you're trying to force this thing. We had this conversation right here 2 days in a row where you all were here encouraging me, saying, let it happen. Slide into this thing. Don't worry about it. And I am definitely a person that likes to get things done. I realize that about myself. I like to get it done and I want to get it done now. But in this season of my life, I know God has been really, really dealing with me with patience. Like, I can't even tell you all how much. Hey, lovely Samir, I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope everything is well. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. So he's been working with me with patience. And I'm going to tell you all this thing that I just saw like 2 minutes before I started the live. And I'm going to read it to you and ask you all what your thoughts are, as usual, because you're my co host. So I'm good starting this new adventure. What's your new adventure? All right. Hope you're well. I'm well, Cal. So yeah, Cal and Miss Betty and everybody. So I was just trying to figure out times. I'm like, okay, I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. I need to do it at this time. I need to do it at that time. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now. And then it dawned on me, Andrea, stop pushing it. Right? Stop and just let it happen when it's going to happen. And right now is the best time that's going to happen because it's actually quiet in my house. I don't have to compete with the children. I don't have to tell people to sit down. I don't have to go get snacks ready. I don't have to do any of that because everybody's taken care of and out the way. I'm good starting this new adventure. Hey, Cal and Miss Betty. Yeah, so my point in that is I realized today that I don't have to force. And I realized this before. It just keeps coming to me. That's why I said it. I know God is working with me on that, on patience, because it's the same message. Miss Betty, we talked about that being, hit on top of the head a couple times. So this is my a couple times or more, actually more than a couple times I've been hitting the head like, okay, I'm trying to tell you something. You might want to pay attention. So I paid attention today. I don't know that I'm going to pay attention tomorrow, but I did today. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to stress it out. And I even had my kids saying, Mom, what time are you going live? And I'm like, I'm just going to let it work itself out because I said I was going to be there, so I'm going to be there. But this is not the right time. So now is the right time. So I'm glad I kind of took it with ease. I'm not stressed out trying to get on live. I was just kind of like, okay, everybody's quiet. I'm getting on. Good timing. You know what? This is how my bedtime hair looks, but I'm on here. You all just gonna have to deal with it. Can you all hear me and see me good? Because I don't know. I see the numbers still going, so I guess you're still here. It's lovely Samira says, it's selling my crochet blankets and coming up with new ideas. God is working with me on patience too. Oh, if you crocheting, God must be working with you on patience because I don't even know if I could sit to do that. So, yes, He is working with me on patience, definitely. And I can't even say it's just happening. I mean, this is like years of work. So it's not like He just started. I mean, it's been an ongoing process. If I'm telling you the truth, and I am. Hey, Living Life by Design. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. So there really are people up on YouTube at this hour. Like I always see people up at this hour, 12 a.m., 2 a.m. And I'm always so surprised by people that show up on all day long. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I heard today YouTubers do not sleep. And I that's the truth. Like we do not sleep. I don't know. I guess we're so passionate or so invested in what we're doing that, we make it a priority. But don't forget, don't prioritize, don't, I can't get my words out. Don't prioritize it before those other things that should come before. YouTube. And you know what those things are. Only you can make that determination. I know what mine are, and I spent my time doing that earlier. Now it's time for YouTube. Hey Josh, how you doing? So this is what I wanted to ask y'all. What do you think about this? It's a statement that I heard right before I got on. And I was looking at my Bible app. And this guy, I don't know if you all look at the Bible app, like YouVersion. And it was a scripture about pruning, the way that God pruned you. And I should have written it down. I can't even look at it now because I'm on the phone. So basically, what I got out of what the man was saying, and it was like a little short clip, probably equivalent to a short like we do on YouTube. And it's good to see you're great, Joshua. It was equivalent to a short, and what he basically said was God's pruning process. And I'm going to read it because I wrote it down so I won't forget it. God's pruning process isn't discipline. It isn't discipline. It's a process that is going to make you better. What do you all think about that? Yes, I got it today. Okay. You got it today? All right. Are you talking about you version? The you version Bible first? Is that what you're talking about, Lovely Smear? Or are you talking about you got another dose of patience today? Because I definitely did. I keep getting small doses. And the reason why I read you all that statement, he didn't say it that way. I just kind of summarized it. I'm not sure if he said it exactly in those words or not. But it just made me think about all those times where you're going through something and you think, or I think that, man, I did something wrong, or it's a season where you just kind of getting a whipping. That's how I think about it, like a whipping. Remember when you were young and your parents, you know, if you're from my area, you already know. I've been doing the plans on YouVersion. Oh, okay. Yeah. I love the plans on YouVersion. Yeah. So you probably know what I'm talking about. He was talking about pruning. And I would have liked, I'm going to read the whole thing when I get off of here, but I just kind of wanted to take a quick look at it real quick before I got on just to settle myself. Um, so I didn't read the whole part yet, Samir, but I'm going to read the whole thing when I get off of here. And the part that I took, the bite-sized part that I took was that part that I just read to you. And I summarized it, the part that I heard him say, God's pruning process isn't discipline. It's to make you better. And I can, okay, my uncle, who is a bishop now, used to always say this when I was growing up in church: so natural, so spiritual. Okay, so what that means is a lot of times, if you look at things in the spiritual sense, you can make the parallel in the natural. So for me, the way that I do that is God is our father, right? So I look at him as a parent. I look at God as my parent. So you also have your parents, your biological parents. So I look at God as the parent, right? And then I look at my parents are obviously my parents, right? So I'm just trying to tell you this to help you to understand what I'm going to go into next. So the way that I do this, as it pertains to God's pruning process, isn't discipline. And I'm gonna see if you all get where I'm going with this. See if you can catch what I'm throwing out. See if you can catch it. Okay, if his pruning process isn't discipline, but it's to make you a better person, the way that I think about it is I'm a parent. I have daughters. So when they do something, when they make mistakes, I'm not always disciplining them. I don't discipline them, but I have conversations with them because I want them to make the right choice the next time. Or I want them to make a choice that is best for them. It just depends on the situation. So when I say so natural, so spiritual, God looks at us in that same way where he's pruning us. And for me, I use the example with patience. Samira says God is working with her with patience. And some of you may be experiencing the same thing, but maybe he's working on something else within you, right? Maybe he's working on giving. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. Maybe he's working on compassion. Maybe he's working on your heart. I mean, maybe he's working on your heart and he's wanting you to become a more sensitive, should I say sensitive? understanding. Maybe he wants you to become a more understanding person. Because sometimes I think that people are in positions and they kind of forget where they came from. And somebody else is going through something and it's almost like, they're looking at them like, why are you going through that? What's wrong with you? But you forgot that 5 years ago you were doing something else. It might not have been the same thing, but you were in a similar boat or you were making mistakes as well. I mean, we still make mistakes to this day. We're all always going to make mistakes because we're human. None of us are perfect. So when I say my parallel is that I talk to my daughters and I, say, hey, instead of doing it that way, you should have thought about doing it this way, or maybe think about doing it this way. So when I'm doing that, when I'm having those conversations with them, I believe that is me pruning, helping to prune them. Now, God does that. God's work is not, He's going to always prune us. He's going to correct us. He's going to make sure that, like me and like Samira, that He is taking away those things that are not like Him, and He's given us those those characteristics that are more like Him. He's doing things so that we can become more like Him, because that is the ultimate goal, is to become more like Christ. So He's going to prune us when we are doing something wrong or something inappropriate or something, He's not doing it just to discipline us and be like, hey, I'm God, do what I say, da da da. Because think about it, God is sovereign. He gives us a choice. He doesn't say, my way or the highway. The great thing about Him is that He is a gentleman, and He allows us the ability to make our own decisions. So when I understand Him taking me through the pruning process, the way that I understand it is He is correcting me for my good. And a lot of times it's not going to come in that, you might think, okay, depending on how you were raised, maybe God's going to roar at me or, beat me down or, whatever. But no, it's a nice, calm voice. And what I can tell you, what I've experienced is that you will know. He says, my sheep know my voice. So you'll know when He's speaking to you. You'll know when He wants you to get something done. It may take a couple times. It may take several times. It may take years for you to get it. I don't know. It depends on the type of person you are. And it may only take one time, right? It might even take you seeing somebody else go through something and then you say, hey, I don't want to do that. I don't want my life to be like that. So I'm going to choose to do whatever, XYZ, right? So you might be a person that learns from other people or other people's mistakes. I am a person typically that learns from experience. However, I have learned a lot from others. I've learned a lot from seeing others. And I know, like I said in a live before, some people say experience is the best teacher. Well, that depends. It depends on your take. For me, it was. For me, it is. Because sometimes I think I just have to feel that thing, right? I have to go through it a little bit. Do I want to go through every hard situation? No, 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 no. And I don't want everybody's situation to be mine. What I want is whatever God, however He has to reach me, I want Him to do that. I just want it to be clear. I just want to make sure that I get the lesson. I don't want to have to keep repeating, the same thing over and over. Although sometimes that's what it takes. I'm just saying. So I don't know. What do you all think about that? God's pruning process isn't discipline. It's just going to make you a better person. I know you all have thoughts. You always do. So what do you think about that? Do you think that that's an accurate statement? I can give you an example. You know what? That's not a good example. So I won't share that one. But I can give you an example, another example, with my daughter. So like I said, they're learning. They're young ladies. I don't expect them to get everything right. Hi, it's me again, Noel. Noel. Hi, Noel. Thank you for coming in. But I can give you the example, like my daughters, for example, when they're going through things, um, I like to be there to kind of, talk to them through the situation if they need my wise counsel. Hey, Jeremiah. I know. I know. It's you know what? I'm up late. Well, I'm usually up late, but I'm usually not on here late, right? I'm usually not on here late. I'm on here late, Jamie, because I said I was going to be on here Monday through Friday. And today is still Wednesday, and I hadn't shown up during the day because I was busy doing the girls. And, I was out trying to support people on the YouTube streets while I was doing things with the girls. So now that I finally got them in the bed, I was like, this is the perfect time to do it. While it's quiet, I don't have to worry about getting snacks. I don't have to worry about, all that stuff that I do. So I'm here. Go figure. And I don't know, Jamie, what do you think if you heard? I don't know if you heard me. I'll just say it again. I was thinking about this because earlier I was watching this. It was like a short or a small video, maybe 2 minutes or less, and this lady was talking about purpose. And you all know I love talking about purpose. Like I love talking about purpose because I'm like, I I think that when you figure out what your purpose is in life, like you really are fulfilled. You really, what up, though? Oh, okay, he's talking. Good night. Bye, Miss Betty. Have a good night's sleep. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you on your videos. But I was thinking, I don't even know what I was saying. Wow, it's like a time capsule when I see you. Each day makes me value my vision a little more because I get to see you again and again. Thank you. Well, you might as well get used to it because I'll be here again Thursday and Friday. Yeah, probably not at this hour, but who knows? Like I said, um, this was the perfect time to come on today, and I'm not even stressed about it. I was able to get on without any problems, just jump up. Um, so usually I'm on here like during the daytime when I do a live. It's usually during the day, so maybe that's how it'll go tomorrow. But what I'm going to do is leave it in God's hands because I don't know. What is giving me the opportunity to do, though, and this is the great thing about it, is that YouTube is open 24 hours a day. So I can come on whenever I want, right? And also, I get to connect with others that I may not even have the opportunity to meet during the day. So some people, are just on YouTube at night, I guess. I don't know. But I would guess that there's a different crowd at night. And some of you might just be on here all day long. That's how that. Be right back. I have to let. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jamie. Go ahead and do what you got to do. I'll just be here talking. So yeah. So anyway, the purpose thing. That's what I was talking about, right? Yeah. So I don't know you all. I love talking about purpose because I think when you know what it is you can do, you can move forward in your purpose, right? And you can move forward without having any regrets because you know this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm made to do. And I don't know, I would say that's a happy place. But if you find out what your purpose is, or if you're walking in your purpose now, you're being fulfilled. Like you can, that's what you were created to do. What, and it's just like how awesome is that to be able to do what you're created to do every day and to do it effectively. And if your purpose to do a specific thing, that means you don't have to worry. You don't have to wonder if you have everything figured out. You don't have to wonder if you have all the tools necessary to fulfill your purpose because if God gave you that purpose and gave you that thing to do, He is going to definitely make sure that you have everything you need in order to do that. And I think the people who walk in purpose are the happiest people. I think they are because they're being themselves. I was listening to Tabitha Brown earlier, and she was doing an interview with two young ladies. I don't remember what their YouTube channel's name is, but she was on there saying how when she initially started out, she used to code switch a lot. Like she felt like she had to camouflage who she was. She speaks with an accent, like a southern accent. So she said when she went to California, she felt like she had to cover that up in order to fit in. And I was like, okay, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. because people code switch. When you're in corporate America, for example, you may have to speak a different way, right? You may have to speak more polished. But if you're being your authentic self, you may not speak like that. So as the story went on, she was saying how one day she was on the phone with one of her friends and she switched over to talk to her father. And then when she switched back over to the line, she didn't realize that she was on the line with her friend and she was just talking regular, like the way that with the voice she grew up with and the way that she speaks to her family. Because, sometimes you may speak to your family differently than you do outdoors or in the corporate setting or with your friends. I mean, I don't know. I speak the same way with my friends and all the other places that I am. So I don't know, but that's because I'm in a different space in my life. So anyway, she was saying how when she switched over, she was still talking the way that she was to her father. And then her friend was like, "Who is this?" Her friend didn't know who she was. And she said, then she thought about it. She was like, "Man, like my close friend doesn't even know what I really sound like." And she said that was almost her wake up call to say, what's wrong with the way that you speak. But she said people were like talking about her because she had this accent and she spoke differently. So she felt like she had to speak a certain way. And I get it. And she said eventually one day she was just like, "No, I'm not doing this anymore." And she calls it her freedom walk, where now she is authentically herself. And I said, you gotta love it because look at her thriving. Look at her. She's doing the things she wants to do, and she says she has more to do. And I agree with that. Like, I don't think I will ever arrive as long as I'm on earth, because do you really ever arrive? I mean, I think that there are lots of things that you do and lots of things that you have tasked to you, but do you ever arrive? Like, I guess depending on what your definition is of arriving. I don't know. So let's see what Noel says. The word used and you don't go together. I feel like everything you touch, mention, and like becomes refreshed and renewed, even if what it was used before you came along. Noel says, also, I wish a smile as precious as yours could cure cancer. Thank you. You sound like a charmer. So I don't know, you all. What do you think about what they said? Or do you think that, if you are purpose to do something and you're doing it, do you think that's where people will find happiness? Or do you think a purpose thing is all made up and it's a bunch of junk? Like, do you think me coming on here talking about purpose sometimes is a waste of your time and you'd much rather be doing something else? I mean, let's just be honest. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of crowd I'm dealing with today, right? Because I know that some people, this is your first experience with me. So I'm just kind of thinking about, where your thoughts are and, what's your perspective on purpose? What's your perspective on God pruning you? Do you think He does that? Do you think He gets rid of those things that aren't productive in your life and those things that are keeping you from becoming who God wants you to be? Or do you think it's necessary that, that God prunes you and that He makes you and He molds you? Well, what do you think? I know what I think. I'll tell you all in a minute. I think you know what I think too. But trying to make this conversation about us, because you're here, we're having a conversation. So let me know what you think. Let's see if I missed anybody. No. Okay. So I think it's absolutely necessary. I mean, if you want to become a better individual, it has to be. Because what I know is this: you cannot do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. Like, you might think, "Oh, I'm a grand person." Yeah. Yes, you are. You are. But you also need the help of your creator, right? You need the help of your creator, the one that knows the most about you and that knows how to help you become the best version of yourself. We always talk about becoming the best version of yourself. I think that He's the only way to help you become the best version of yourself, right? I mean, I know that I talk about self-improvement, I talk about self-development here, becoming your best self, and I believe in those things. I do believe that you can become a better person. I really do. How do you become a better person? It's probably obvious with this conversation, isn't it? You become a better person by leaning on God. You become a better person by reading the Word of God. And like I said before, I'm never here to try to persuade anybody. I'm just here to deliver a message. Jesus, he told people, he told people, he gave them the message, he gave them the truth, and then if they did not want to listen, what did he do? Went on to the next community, right? He wasn't even accepted in his own neighborhood. And I think about that. I thought about that before, and I thought about that often. Like, so why is it that people are like, oh, my friends, they don't like me anymore, and I know they don't like me, blah 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 blah. Well, perhaps they see something in you and they just don't want to accept it, or they just maybe now, hey, Jamie, and she's back. They don't want to accept it. Maybe they're just afraid now. Maybe it's you're somebody new. You're turned into a new creature. And I know that word sounds crazy, but that's what it says in the Bible. So let's go with it. So you're becoming a new creature. So of course they may not like you anymore. They don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to deal with this new discovery that you're somebody who went from going out to parties with them all the time, or drinking or smoking, whatever it is you did, to now, nah, I'm just gonna pass on that. I'm gonna stay home, or no, I'd rather not do that. And now they're like, they might feel rejected. They may feel rejected because here you were, a person that used to do all those things. Now all of a sudden you find this God and you're like, oh no, I don't want to do it. Right? It's that spirit in you that's saying, hey, no, you can do something more productive. But now it's a conflict of interest, because now your friends or your former friends are looking at you sideways. They're like, what is going on with her? What's going on with him? The person I knew used to love to go out and party. The person I knew loved to do that. But it's no longer that way. You know why? Because you're being pruned. God is pruning you. He's changing those things. And you may even be like, I don't even know what's going on with me. Well, you don't even have to wonder anymore, because I'm here to tell you, he's pruning you. You're going through a process. It is not a bad thing. All right, you hear me? It's not a bad thing. You're going to become the best person that you can become. Trust and believe me. You're not going to be that person anymore that told somebody off, right? You're not going to be that person anymore that was like, you know what? You look at me again like that, it's going to be a problem. Because now you're like, if somebody says something, you're like, okay, whatever. That's what you can believe, what you want to believe, but that's, I'm not going to respond. And you might be like, man, I can't even believe those words came out of my mouth. Trust me, I know, because I've been there. I can't even believe those words came out of my mouth. And then I'm like, guess God's working. Guess God's working on me. That's the pruning process. That's your pruning process. Let me pause and see what you all are saying. Cal, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Amen. I know what my purpose is, to be in your presence. It is not to be. Let me tell you something. Noel, I'm married. I'm a happily married person. So I'll just laugh at your comments, because I'm not, I'm not looking. I'm not looking. I dreamed about making you smile. I know I said I get at you on IG, but I forgot the username. That's okay. My username is Geeky Girls Journal, just like it is here, but just Geeky Girls Journal. So you connect with me, but don't be in my DMs trying to talk to me, because I won't talk back to you. If you're trying to hit on me, I will not do that. Welcome back, Jamie. If I didn't say that, welcome back. Noel, welcome back. Lovely Samir said, I've had a person told me they weren't a Christian when we were dating, but after I inspired them seek the Lord, I was mind blown. See? Good for you. And what makes you think? I know you already know what that happened. It was the power of God. Even in the Bible, it talks of a person who, like, let's say they marry a non-believer, but that believer will eventually bring that non-believer to Christ. You know why? Because they'll see the love of God in you. They'll see the light. And that is what the person that you said dating? Yep. The person that you were dating probably saw the love of God in you, and they may have seen you going through changes. You may not even know you were going through changes, but they may have seen differences in you, and they're like, man, I might need to get some of that. Whatever that is that she's got going on, I want to do some of that. Because what I think is there are more people who want to find out about it and that want to find out about this God or this person that we call Father. But they may just be a little hesitant. They may be a little afraid. So, what is my job? My job is to continue to come on here and talk about Jesus because it's going to be somebody that never heard the name of Jesus, somebody who was not interested in hearing the name of Jesus, but maybe, just maybe, they'll say, hey, I remember that lady with the frizzy hair who was on there talking about this man named Jesus. And I'm telling you all, if I didn't know, and I thought about this years ago about purpose, because I'm always thinking about purpose. I used to always say, Lord, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And that's what the lady was talking about today. Like I was always searching. What's my purpose? What do you want me to do? I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, Lord, whatever it is that you want me to do in my life, just do it. You just do it. I'm open to it. Whatever it is that you want to do, just use me to accomplish your goal. Just use me to accomplish it. And what I found is I stopped stressing out about trying to figure out what my purpose is because it's unraveled daily. It's unraveled. When I think I'm going to talk about a subject, I come on and talk about something completely different. And the great thing is that I'm free and I'm open to talk about it. I'm like, no stress. It's very easy to talk about it. I I don't blink, and it's like I'm thankful that God sees fit to use me and that He chooses me to share and that He chooses me to articulate my feelings and some of my experiences because I'm not telling you all everything. Like it ain't meant for everything. Maybe if I knew you all in like a personal setting, but not in the social media streets because sometimes you just can't tell everybody everything. You can't tell everybody everything. Hey, say my name, Bristol. Okay, hi Bristol. Thank you for coming in. I've had a person. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa. Everybody's still up at this time. I'm telling you. So thank you. Welcome. I'm glad Jamie is back just in case we had some shenanigans. Jamie, you know what I'm talking about because you're always on point. So I'm gonna be, you know, if you are busy, I just do it myself. I got my thumb and my fingers ready. I got my drink. Look, I was about to say I got my drink and my two-step. I got my fingers in my two-step. So don't try it. Don't try to be slick on here, Bristol. Only because I don't know who you are, but I will be watching. I'm just saying. So anyway, yeah, you gotta be. I think that when you say you're a child of God, you just have to be prepared. Yes, look at the eyes. I know. See, that's right, Samira. And that's right. All of us are watching. Don't try it. Don't try it. All of us are watching. I am watching you. I am watching you. Noel said another term for Andrea's husband is the luckiest man in the world. But trust me, when I finally get your presence, you'll become the greatest woman that ever lived. I'm already the greatest, honey. I'm already, you know why? Because God already told me I was. So I don't even, what? Thank you for saying that though. I really don't look to other people's validation. I don't. I show up as I am. I show up as Andrea, and I work for Jesus. I work for Jesus. Don't worry about it. No L. Don't worry about it. Lovely Samira. Right? I work for Jesus. Yes, that's yeah. So I don't know. What do you all? Because I know it's 39 minutes. I know I need to probably let you all go so that you can do what you got to do with your families and things like that. Get ready for bed, whatever. I just wanted to drop that with you all to see what your thoughts were and to just share a little piece of, what I thought about the pruning process with you tonight. Hopefully it made sense. Did it make sense? Because I know I am the greatest. I am the greatest, right? Cassius Clay, right? I am the greatest. I am the greatest. I'm the greatest because God says I'm the greatest. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm the greatest. But you all know I say that humbly. Like I don't know. I think what I think is that God does not make trash. So I know. Great, I got your name right. At least I remember something. Okay. All right. Okay. So listen, you all, thank you for sharing this 40 minutes with me. I really appreciate it as usual. I'm just glad that I have the space to come on here and share and have these conversations with you all and that you all engage. You all are just the absolute bomb. You all engage. I really don't have any problems with anybody here. Like sometimes we get some people who come in here that we gotta, you know, watch. I am watching you, but otherwise, this is a very chill community and I love it. I love it. So, question: who is the greatest disciple in heaven? Who is, Cal? That's a good question. Who's the greatest disciple in heaven? Is that what you're asking me? Pleasant evening to you, lovely lady. Thank you, Dawn. I saw you were here yesterday, right? So thank you for coming in. No, engage. Yes, we engage over here. Surely in all of heaven there is none greater than John. I should have known that, shouldn't I? John the Baptist, Jesus' cousin. Cal, good. See, I like when you question me like that because then I'm like, wait, who is it? Now I know. Yeah, John the Baptist. That's right. Okay. It's okay. I'm glad you came on tonight. Hope to catch the next live. Yeah. Samira, like, even if you don't catch it, girl, just team replay. Team replay because, um, then you can watch it as you see fit. You can watch part of it, press pause, and go ahead. And y'all see how Cal does me. You know what? You see how Cal is doing? Is that proper English, Andrea? Did y'all see what Cal just did? I said I'm gonna let y'all go and then talk about this. And Cal, who's the greatest disciple in heaven? But surely in all heaven there is none greater than John the Baptist. And it's a shame you bring up John the Baptist, man. It's terrible what happened to John the Baptist. Like, man, I won't tell you. I'll just go read about it. I'm not gonna tell. I know you know, Cal, Jamie. I know you all know. Um, he said no one is or isn't, but if there was, it would be John the Baptist. Paraphrasing. Wonder, okay, Cal, since you brought that up, why do you think he said that? If it was, it would be John the Baptist. And I know you said you paraphrasing. We don't sleep. I know we don't sleep. Hello. Hey, Fred. Hey, you back, Fred? I connected with you on IG. Hello. So, um, what do you think? Because Fred's into the building too, and I know we have believers here. Now, you all may not be, I don't know, like if you all are like traditional or non-denominational, things like that. It doesn't matter to me because it doesn't. I don't care. I really don't care. The thing I care about is that we can have these conversations and walk away with something that we learned today, like Cal. There we go. Maybe somebody didn't know about John the Baptist. Now you know, and you can go look John the Baptist up. I will just tell you that I can see why God said that in the Bible because people thought that he was the what? I won't tell you. They thought that he was, and then there was somebody that it was just full of trickery that did something to him. And I won't say, just go to YouVersion, Google it. I mean, not Google it. Go to YouVersion and type in John the Baptist, or go to Google, our friend Google, type in John the Baptist. It probably give you the whole story, or it should give you the whole story. If it doesn't, go to BibleTools.com or .org. Type it in there. Who is John the Baptist? Or type in John the Baptist. Go to GotQuestions.org. Who is John the Baptist? You're going to get a whole little story and a summary, and maybe we can come back and talk about it another day. Proper English. You can say anything and follow it with, I can't even, let me, Cal, because the disciples were arguing among each other about who was the greatest. Yes, they were. They were arguing with each other about who was the greatest. Yeah. You know what? We do that sometimes too, don't we? Well, maybe. Some of us do that. Who's the greatest? I'm the greatest of all time. But I think that's just, that can be a couple different things, Cal. Like, because if you're saying you're the greatest, some people may perceive it as arrogance, right? But couldn't it just be, I think I'm the greatest because I have high self-esteem, and I think I'm the greatest not because I think everybody else is like this small. But what if, okay, I just think I'm the greatest because I'm the greatest. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and I think highly of myself. But then it does say in the Bible, don't think more highly of yourself, right? And I don't know. So can we call ourselves the greatest? That's something I guess you gotta talk to Jesus about. Um, I don't know. I still, I just say I'm just a child of God. That's what I am. I am a child of God. I'm a child of God, and I think I'm great as a child of God. Because the disciples were arguing. You really give me spark of inspiration with these lies. Man, I'm so glad to hear that. You all just don't know. And I'm telling you, I don't take it lightly that you all spend your time with me, because I'm telling you, I learn from you all. You may not believe that, but I learned the last two lives. You all set this thing on fire. I was like, okay, Andre, you need to get yourself together. But it's really me just coming and being raw. This is, and for those of you who keep up, good for you, because I've been told so many times I talk so fast. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, I know the conversation can be circular sometimes, but my brain works the way it works. And God made it work this way. And I thought about it a couple times, like, okay, maybe I need to take some classes where I can kind of, line it up so it's more of an organized thought so that people can get it. And I may or may not, but it's still like, okay, well, I'm being authentically myself. And also, I don't have problems when people ask me questions. So if I need to back it up and pull it back, I'm your girl. I just like having these conversations because, you know, I really enjoy talking to you all about this. So thank you for sharing that, Cal. I really appreciate it. And Cal, you speak well. I'll go to get you. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's, oh yeah, good job. You speak really well. Not saying that you shouldn't. Like I'm always like, what, when people say that, what does that mean? You speak well. Like you speak the way you're supposed to speak, Cal. I don't know. You have a good speaking voice. My voice, sometimes I'm like, ugh, what? It's a lot of raspy, and it's the voice God gave me. I'm thankful for it. You really give me a spark of inspiration. Thank you. These always come in right time. I'm glad to hear that the Lord knows our heart. Yeah, if I'm made in His image, I'm the greatest. I agree with that, and I don't. And I know maybe God might touch my heart on this one later, but I don't see a problem with that. I think as long as you're still treating people in a loving manner and not putting people down and acting like you are, just the best thing since sliced bread. That's what they say, since sliced bread, and not acting like you are high and mighty. I think you can still have confidence. You can be, you can have high self-esteem, because I don't think God wants you to walk with your head down all the time and not being able to look people in their eye and speak to them and tell them the truth in love, right? And I don't know. I don't subscribe to that. So I really do think I am great. I'm great because God made me great. And He says, He knows everything about me. He knows everything about you. He knows all the intricate details. And I don't know. I just believe if He chose me out of all those other things that were going on, and when I was created, if you know what I mean, if He chose me, I must be special to Him. I gotta be special, because why would He have chosen me? He could have chosen any of the other ones, but I won the race. You see what I'm saying? Are you all catching what I'm dropping without saying it? Because I realize that I also have younger people watching. So I always want to make sure I keep it clean enough. And also, I'm not even that type of person who would say something that is not child appropriate. So with this, I just don't want to be the first person to mention that thing. Their parents might want to have that conversation first. But yeah, if I won the race, you know what the race is. He must think I'm special. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Let's see what you said. You just You're just you, and we're here for that. You do just fine. Thank you. Thank you, Cal. Fred the Fed. I feel like this is one of the mysteries of the Bible that God left unknown for a reason. If we lead others through self empowerment and self gratitude, then we lose the vision of God and create idols. In the same light of only, wait, did I read that wrong? In the same light of only God knows the day that Jesus will return, leading us to have absolute faith instead of waiting for the day he returns. Now, see, that's something to think about because I know some people get impatient. I remember my grandmother when I was younger, and she's still alive, by the way, and she used to always say, "The Lord coming soon, the Lord gonna take me." And it's like when I was younger, I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I believe it, I believe it, I believe it." And I started going, I'm like, "Yo, the Lord hasn't come yet." That does not mean he's not coming. And you're right, we have to have faith. We can't worry about when it is because he already told us. We know not the day or the hour. So if we know not the day or the hour, why would we sit here and worry about it every day? Why are we going to worry? Oh my God, God's coming right now. We don't even know. We don't know. Now, we do. He does tell us in the Bible, like to look for things, to look for certain things, but nobody knows the day. Nobody knows the hour. That's why I have had issues in the past when I heard people predicting, oh, God's going to come in 2020. He didn't come. He didn't come. And some people were just like, oh my God, just up in the uproar. Did God tell you he was coming today? No, he already said. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But to me, that means you just make sure your house is in order. You make sure you have things right because it did say one is going to be left doing this thing and one is going to be left doing the other thing. So you got to just make sure that you have things together. You're not wrong for believing this. He planted that seed in for a reason. Thank you, Cal. Mr. Act Now or Never. Nobody can be you but you. So walk in your greatness to the highest level. I agree with that. See, that's why we all click. You got to be the greatest you that you can be. You got to let God prune you. You got to allow him to do his work in you so that you can fulfill your purpose. You got to be who you can be. You can't be anybody else. I can't be Cal. Obviously, I'm a woman. I can't be Mr. Act Now. I can't. Different I have a different personality. I have different thoughts. I have different perspectives. We're just different. And it doesn't mean he's any less than I am because he's a man or that he thinks differently. It just means that we're different. And Cal said, blessed are the ones who haven't seen and still believe. He's coming back. Absolutely coming back. Yep. He's coming back. Hey, live. Yeah, he's coming back and oh, I thought you put something else on there. So yeah, absolutely I think it's as long as we continue to have conversations like this, then we can make others aware. When they watch this video, they'll see it, right? They'll see all the great comments that you all are making and hear what I'm saying, obviously. And then they can make the choice. It could be I choose today. Maybe they won't, but maybe they'll choose another day. Maybe they'll see when I come on here tomorrow because I'll be here tomorrow, you all. And it's not going to be this late tomorrow. It's going to be, I'm going to say 11 o'clock. 11. We'll say about like 11. Just look, maybe I'll put it on the community wall. So check there because I know it's going to be like between 11 and 1. I think that's fascinating. What did I say? That's fascinating. People complain. Oh, there we go. People complain about how long he takes, but forget God said 1,000 years is like a day to him. So basically, this has been going on less than a week on God's time. I know. I think that's fascinating. I agree with that. I agree. I heard my uncle was preaching about that a while ago, and he was saying the same thing about God's timing and how people like our perception of time is just not even the same of his, as his. So I'm glad that you broke that down, Cal. Thank you. And that's important. Like you don't have to know. And also, like if we knew, that might be a scary thing. Good night, everyone. I got to get up early tomorrow. I know. You know what, Jamie? I better let everybody go. Let me close this thing out in 2 minutes. So, yeah, I think I don't know that I don't know. Like if you knew, if people knew, do you think they would still get it together? Maybe, but I guess those who don't believe, they wouldn't care. They'd be like, okay, whatever, that doesn't affect me. Fred the Fed. If we sit waiting, then try to act the best we can only on that day, then who are we? Our relationship with God is much like our relationship with each other. Yeah. Party poopers. I know. The show must go on. Tomorrow, Cal. It's 11:09. I know. I feel okay. It's 55. We'll go to the hour mark, so that'll give us 5 minutes, and then I'll let you all go because I know, and I'm not even tired, but I guess I should be getting ready to do something. Maybe not go to bed, but just go do something else. So yeah, I think yeah, it's a good point, Fred. Who are we? Yeah, who are we? We're somebody who's just like trying to hurt me. Oh, I'm gonna get right because he's coming, right? Nah, tomorrow then we want another live girly. A live? What's that supposed to mean, Cal? Me, I'll be all the way live in the morning. My hours are generally I'm more, you know, I'm more alive during the day or not. I don't know. It depends on what your version of live is. Some people say they think I'm just real calm. Not many people. That's some people say I'm no fun. We want you to be live tomorrow. Oh, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, you saying we want another live, girly? Slow. All right, I got it. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow and Friday because I told you all. And then my daughter reminded me. She's like, "Mom, you said you were gonna go live Monday through Friday." So if if I thought about not showing up, I would have that voice in the back of my head because that's one thing. Like I said, if I tell somebody I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. That's it. Because usually I won't commit. Like if I know I'm not gonna be able to do it, I will not commit for one. But if I don't know, then I'm not gonna commit either. I might just pop up, like, hey, surprise, surprise, But if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna be here. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow's happening almost in 45 minutes. We want you to go live tomorrow. You're going to do it. If your friend lied to you every day but said it was the truth, would you expect them to lie the next day? Of course, because they're a liar. If we say we love God every day but then live against Him, who are we but liars? Yep. This is why it's important to live through and by Jesus instead of simply for ourselves. All relating to my last comment a couple minutes ago. Okay, yeah, I think I saw your last comment. Let me go up there. Yes. Okay, yeah, because you were talking about relationships with each other. And who are we? If we sit waiting, then try to act the best we can only on that day, then who are we? Okay, yeah, that all goes together, Fred. I see what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying. So I appreciate the perspective in the comments today, everybody. I really do. If let me think. I don't know if there's anybody that will rewatch this live or that is going to. Oh, let me say this and I will answer your question, Cal. If there's anybody who is on the fence about God, like, should I become a child of God? Should I not? Like, should I serve Him? I'm just going to tell you all. You probably think that you might turn into some born old person who can't do anything, but that's the furthest thing from the truth. Just know that if somebody says you're going to be miserable when you become a child of God, if you're a believer, whatever terms that person uses, then you don't believe them. You seek them for yourself. I'm telling you, start out in the book of Acts. Start out in Acts or start out in James. I love the book of James. I don't even know. I just love James, you all. It's practical. I like James. So look at James and you just keep reading and you figure it out for yourself. Don't ever go on what somebody else says. Look it up for yourself. Like Cal, he's sitting here asking me about stuff. And I'm like, I'll be looking it up later. But I just happen to know that about John the Baptist. He almost caught me though. Good one, Cal. So do the research yourself. I want to say, and maybe I can talk about this on live tomorrow. I don't know if I remember. I think that something that was my downfall early on was that I did not search the word the way that I should have. I didn't necessarily listen to, like, I would listen to the word of God and a sermon and a message while I was sitting in church. I would always listen, and I would be listening, not even intently. I think that happened as I got older. When I was younger, I was listening, but I was kind of doing other stuff too. But as I started to develop my own relationship, that's when I really started to dig. And then when I kept digging and kept digging, I found the answer. And I always tell people, if you are a new believer, do not listen to just what that person says. You got to go and do the work yourself. Go look it up. Go look it up. They could be telling a lie, number one, or they may just have their interpretation may be off. Or when you read it, it might affect you differently. It might affect you differently. So always double check and read it for yourself is what I would say. Andrea, how was your Mother's Day? It was great, Cal. See, I only had a couple requests, and this is what my kids know about me. If you feed me, I'm a happy person. I just wanted to eat. I sound like Seymour. Y'all remember that the plant from the movie? Hey, bartender with John, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day, Fred. From Fred. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, thank you all. So yeah, it was great. Like I said, I only had 3 requests actually. I wanted to eat, which I did. Check. I didn't want to have to cook. Didn't touch anything for the whole weekend. No pots, no pans, nothing. Not cooking. And I didn't want to have to clean anything. So I didn't. And I had to stop myself a couple of times. So I was like, wait a minute, no. You don't clean today. You don't clean today. So my kids, they did. They made sure everything was together, cleaned up. And I went out to eat. I didn't want to go out at first. My husband kept asking me, because I like to do it actually the day before Mother's Day, so it's not a crowd. But I didn't want to do it that day. I was like, nah, I just want to sit in the house and relax with my kids and have, just have fun. Because my kids are funny. They just like make me laugh. So I wanted to just hang out with them first. And then Sunday, I was like, you know what? Maybe I will go out, because my husband kept asking me. I was like, you know what? I'll go out. Let's just go out. So I had a good time. Thank you for asking, guys. That's important. Thank you so much. John, how are you doing? I really like Job, Mark, and studying the letters of Paul because of how much wisdom God gave him. In church, I find myself week after week asking, how does this always apply to me? Yeah, I know. Isn't that something how, the word of God like is sharper than a two-edged sword? It is. It's going to apply to you. It's going to touch your heart in one way or the other. And I mean, I think my answer to that is I don't believe in coincidence. I know some people do. I don't. I think that if I'm in a space, it's for me to hear it. It's for me to experience it. It's for me to whatever. Because otherwise, why would I be there? Good. Thanks. Hope you're well too. I'm doing well. I am doing well. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to stop this in 2 minutes. I know I said 2 minutes a long time ago, didn't I? It's going to be 2 minutes for real this time, you all. It's because the word is alive and God is very much active. Yes, yes, very active. That's why the words in the Bible are just so different from those words that are in the average book. They are different. And I hear people say all the time, oh, it's just a book. It was written by man. Well, it was inspired by God. It may have, like somebody did take it and write it down, right? But it would be the same thing as God giving me his word and telling me, giving me something to write, and me sitting down and, writing out what he said. But these people, okay, I don't know if I should continue going into this right now, because I told you I was getting off in 2 minutes, so I need to stick to that. So maybe I'll talk about. Hopefully, I remember what I was saying tonight. I probably won't, but Cal says, oh, thank you so much for the support on the video today. It was awesome to see you there. Yeah, for some reason, Cal, I thought it was going to be at 8 o'clock. So I was like going supporting other people all the way up until that time. Then when 7:59 came, I was like, oh, let me go to Cal's. But then when I was on there, I thought it said you aired like 45 minutes ago or something like that. I was like, wait a minute, I thought it was at 8. So anyway, it doesn't matter, because the great thing about this is team replay, right? So if I missed you live, maybe I'll catch you the next time. But it was a good video. And The Chosen, I need to watch that. I was at church, and my church does this series where it's called At the Movies, where they take clips of movies and then apply it. They apply the movie clips to the Bible and things that you can do in your life to whatever, whatever the topic is. And so it was this movie called Jesus Revolution. I think that was the name of it, Jesus Revolution. And this other movie that they did named Auto, which I had never heard of. My husband's like, "How didn't you hear about that before?" I'm like, "I just didn't know." The Chosen is a great. Yeah, so Auto. So I want to see Jesus Revolution because it's a true story. I'm pretty sure he said it was a true story. And yeah. So The Chosen, I definitely want to see that. I'm gonna make can you only get it, can I watch it on like Amazon Prime or something like that, Netflix, or does it have to be purchased? Well, you said it's a series, so it should come on something, right? So that's my message to new believers if they see this. Don't look at the Bible like history. Rather, look at it like a prophecy being lived out by us because we're definitely living, yeah, we're living it. Do they say that about books that taught them to read and count are just man-made books, or do they use what they learned from that book to live their lives? Right. And that's the thing that kind of baffles me. Like, people can say, "Oh, this happened in history," right? They write the history books out. And then the crazy thing is that the history books sometimes have been edited, right? And people, like you said, Cal, will believe the history book Angel Studios. This in Angel Studios, John? Are you talking to me or somebody else? So, yeah, people will believe the history books and what happened, and this is what happened, this is blah, 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 right? But they don't believe the Bible. They don't believe anything. Oh, I don't believe that. And to each his own. People believe what they want to believe. I'm just saying I wonder about that. So you believe this history book, but you can't believe the things in the Bible happen, even though they have proof that those things line up. Like, you can go to these places and see Jesus' tomb. Oh, cool, John. I think it's an app. Oh, it's an app. You can watch it for free. Oh, wait, let me write this down, John. Angel Studio. Is that what you said? Angel Studios. I'm writing this down right now. I always have to keep something next to me so I can write down things that you all say. Angel Studios app. And The Chosen. That's going to be my one movie. The Chosen. My series. Okay. It's a series. It can be streamed also. I think CW app for free now, I think, but Amazon might have it. Okay, I'll look on there. I'm going to look on Amazon. Definitely, I have Prime. It's an app. You can watch free. Oh, cool, John. CW app, it's on there. That's free also. So the CW app. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all. And thank you all for coming in. Anything else need to be said? Does anybody else have a live? I don't know. If it's happening tonight, I'm gonna tell you all right now. I'll be watching the replay tomorrow because I need to get myself together. But if you're having something tomorrow, let us know right there. Let us know. And I'll be here tomorrow so we can come back with this discussion. Have a great night. Yeah, you have a good night too, Fred. Thank you for coming in. Cal, you can come back in again tomorrow and ask me some questions because I need to just, make sure you had the answer so you can tell me what it is just in case I don't know. Because I don't know all of it. I'm not one of those people to be like, "Oh, I know the Bible from the front to the back. You ask me anything, I can tell you." Oh, no. Now there probably are. I'm sure there are people like that. I know some people who have excellent memories and they read something, they know it, they remember. But I'm not that person. I'm not. So bring it in tomorrow. We'll have this conversation. I'm going to say 11, might be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Around that time, you also. Around 11 or 12. Okay, have a good night. Thoughts on lost books of the Bible. See, I need to look into that because I, I don't know. I know that they say there are lost books. I would like to find out more about those lost books. And also, why are they lost books? Like, why did they take them out? Well, that's what I heard some people say, that they took these books out of the Bible. And I think I looked this information up years ago. I just don't remember it. And it actually said what those books were. I don't remember. But I would like to know, Cal. So if you know, you bring that information to the live tomorrow, okay? Okay, good night. TC and I don't know, TC, what that mean? And good night. I know that means good night. AM or PM? PM, if you're talking to me, Fred. PM. No, wait. 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. It's going to be between those times. I don't know. I want to say 11, maybe 11. I'm probably closer to 11, but it could be 12. So kind of just look for me either one of those times. It just depends on my little one, trying to get her together. All right. Find a book. Oh, you find the Bible old enough and can see they took stuff out. Really? Like, how old does the Bible have to be? I need to Google this because now, good night. Now I'm into Cal. You can't just say that and then roll out. Take care, TC. Bye, TC. If I missed you, whoever you are, thank you. Oh, take care means TC. Oh, I need to go to sleep. Thank you. Okay, so TC means take care. I'm gonna have to use that. But Cal, wait a minute. Now I need to look this up. How old does the Bible have to be? I'm gonna find out. Let me see. Google. Taking out books. Now I'm not gonna go to bed now. See, look what you did, Cal. See, all right. I have some homework. I see. Thanks a lot, Cal. Just won't let me get off 5 minutes ago, would you? All right. We're leaving this time, you guys. All right. So have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 11 or 12. Okay? 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. All right? Have a good rest of your night because it's 11:25. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in, everybody.